Welcome to today's lesson on the structure and functioning of the human heart, where we will explore how this organ works and understand the intricate process of blood circulation through it. Today, we will examine the anatomy of the heart, identifying its main structures such as the atria, ventricles, valves, and major blood vessels. We will also discuss how the heart functions as a pump to circulate blood, ensuring oxygen and nutrients are delivered throughout the body while removing waste products. Understanding the structure and function of the heart lays an important foundation for our understanding of the circulatory system. It is also essential for us to understand the structure of the heart to understand potential diseases that might affect the functioning of the heart. The human heart is a powerful organ responsible for pumping blood throughout the body. It consists of 4 chambers: the right atrium, the right ventricle, the left atrium, and the left ventricle. It is important to remember that the heart is labelled as if it is in the body, so the right side of a diagram is actually the left side of the heart, and vice versa. Let's go through each component and its function in detail. The right atrium receives deoxygenated blood from the body via the vena cava. The right ventricle pumps deoxygenated blood to the lungs through the pulmonary artery. The left atrium receives oxygenated blood from the lungs via the pulmonary vein. And the left ventricle pumps oxygenated blood to the rest of the body through the aorta. The right and left sides of the heart are separated by a muscle wall called the septum. This structure prevents the mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood between the two sides. Valves between the atria and ventricles ensure that blood flows in the correct direction and doesn't flow backward. Supporting this functionality, the heart is connected to 4 major blood vessels. The vena cava brings deoxygenated blood from the body to the right atrium. The aorta carries oxygenated blood from the left ventricle to the rest of the body. The pulmonary vein transports oxygenated blood from the lungs to the left atrium. The pulmonary artery sends deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle to the lungs for oxygenation. Whilst it's convenient to consider the left and right sides of the heart separately, the left and right atria actually contract at the same time. The left and right ventricles also contract simultaneously. Let's break down what happens at each stage during a heartbeat, step by step. Deoxygenated blood from the body flows into the right atrium through the vena cava. Oxygenated blood from the lungs flows into the left atrium through the pulmonary vein. The atria contract, pushing the blood into the ventricles. Valves between the atria and ventricles prevent the backflow of blood. The ventricles contract, pumping blood to the next stage. Deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle flows into the pulmonary artery and then travels to the lungs to pick up oxygen. Oxygenated blood from the left ventricle flows into the aorta, which then distributes it throughout the rest of the body. Besides the main structures of the heart, you need to know about several other features of the heart that allow us to pump blood effectively to the lungs and around the body. The walls of the heart are mostly composed of a specialized type of muscle tissue called cardiac muscle. This tissue is unique because it can contract and pump blood continuously without fatigue. The heart features valves between the atria and ventricles to ensure one-way flow of blood. These valves are important as they prevent backflow of blood and ensure that it flows efficiently in the right direction. Interestingly, the heart requires its own supply of oxygenated blood to function effectively. This is provided by the coronary arteries, which branch off the aorta and encircle the heart. These arteries supply the cardiac muscle with oxygenated blood, which is necessary for the respiration process that powers muscle contraction.
In 1628, I published my book De Motu Cordis, on the motion of the heart and blood, to challenge the misconceptions of my time, like the belief that blood was continuously produced and consumed by the body. Through careful study, I demonstrated that the heart functions as a pump, circulating blood in a closed loop through the arteries and veins. This groundbreaking discovery laid the foundation for modern cardiology, providing an accurate understanding of the circulatory system that I believe will remain fundamental to medicine for years to come.
To recap, the heart structure ensures efficient blood circulation. The 4 chambers, along with the major blood vessels, work together to pump deoxygenated blood to the lungs and oxygenated blood to the rest of the body. The cardiac muscle tissue, valves, and coronary arteries all play crucial roles in maintaining the heart's functionality. By mastering the structure and function of the human heart, you gain insight into one of the body's most vital organs, laying the groundwork for deeper understanding of cardiovascular health and disease prevention. Watch the rest of the GCSE biology course at Sophos Education.